Well, let's get more on this now with Khairilmizal Samsudin, who's a professor of emergency response and disaster management at the University Sains Malaysia. He's based in Kelantan in Malaysia. Really good to have you with us, Professor. The scale of the tragedy
Thank
that's
you.
unfolded in the east of Libya is quite staggering. We have almost 6,000 confirmed dead, but 10,000 or more are still missing. So it's almost certain that the death toll will rise. What's your response to the flooding we've seen in the east of the country? What's your reaction to that?
Well, first of all, this is not just a simple natural disaster. This is a hybrid type disaster where it started with Storm Daniel, but due to the burst of the two flood dams south of Derna, it leads to a human-made disaster. And adding with the current social and political disorder, the impact of the storm and flood will be more disastrous from what we are seeing right now.
That's right. Talk to us more about how the political instability in Libya is potentially hampering those rescue efforts. Because as we heard in Sena's report, we have rival governments running the country. How is that likely to affect the relief effort in the flood-affected areas?
Well, in my point of view, in my opinion, we can divide this into four areas: the international part, the national part, the local, and the on-site part. If we look at the international scenario, having this kind of crisis response is about assistance from outside to the impacted area. So when we have lack of central authority, it makes it difficult to get access to resources and make decisions. Yes, we have seen aid from Tripoli, where they send 14 tons of medical aid from Egypt, Turkiye, UAE, from Benghazi, but it's 250 kilometers away from the affected area. And coordinating international assistance will be challenging without a clear central authority. That's on the international part. But if we look on the national part, the political and social disorder make it difficult to coordinate rescue and crisis management effort. Why? Because militant group and extremists exist. They are divided into east and west of Libya. So the disaster relief effort need a lot of coordination from multi-agencies. Some may see it as a weakness, but lack of trust within this group will hinder this effort. And if we look at local point of view, the widespread of damages caused by the storm flood make it difficult to reach the people. So usually during this kind of major disaster, the first 48 to 72 hours after the impact is really crucial. We are talking about 90,000 people lives in the area, and it is reported that more than 5,000 are dead, more than 10,000 are still missing. And when the flooding dams at Wadi Derna burst and sweeping the whole cities to the Mediterranean, when with the dam burst, it damaged all the bridges, road infrastructures, causing it difficult for the responders to reach the affected area and local part. So cities during this time needs to be able to respond while waiting for assistance. But this can't be done when we have these local challenges as well. And when we talk about the on-site challenges on the red zone itself, due to the political and social disorder, we are seeing presence of maybe armed forces or armed group that can make things dangerous for the emergency responders themselves. So when we talk about emergency responders, we need to be protecting them as well. The emergency responders need to be protected because if something happens to them, who will support them? And usually, if we consider elements of humanity, people will work together during disaster. But still, there are reports of 3 Red Crescent personnel died, and some are still missing. And there are army troops lost contact. And we can never imagine the situation that they are being while knowing that they are around this kind of challenging situations when there are social and political disorders where they are unsure of their own safety. So
Yes.
these are the four elements that we are looking at.
Yes, let's hope as the foreign rescue crews and teams arrive that the relief effort can continue in earnest. Professor Khairilmizal Samsudin, thank you so much for joining us on